Hey guys, this is DD1 here on Gemmy Master Metronics, and what I have to show you today is definitely a very special item. So you may or may not have seen this before, but this is definitely unique. And by that I mean it's a prototype and it is a Gemmy item. So the official name for this thing is right here. If you can see that at all. And this is basically a Gemmy prototype chandelier. So yeah, you probably weren't expecting to see a review of something like this, but it is true that I do have it. And I initially got this when I got several other prototype items in one big purchase. And when I got it there, it had several issues. Two of the major ones being the actual hooks that hold things together. So the way this works, so there are four hooks right there that you can attach and detach. Then there are four up here. And one of these was actually out of the slot. It was just completely out of the head. And one of the candles was very flimsy on here, was very cracked and damaged at the base. And then there was actually nothing in the top of the head to where you could hang it up at all. Not the most recent time, but the last time I visited the Gemmy fan, I brought this with me and we took a look at it, and it actually is in great shape now compared to what it was. Now, so besides the four bulbs, the LEDs in the eyes actually are intended to light up, but the battery compartment was so corroded that it doesn't work. And the way this is molded together, you can't just open it up to get to that. So unless you were to try for hours on end and try and get the exact connection to where it would work, the light up eyes, which are very small, are basically not going to work. And there is a toggle switch for that. And then also, so that's the only thing that doesn't work with it. And then if you look up here, there's a new hook that has been put in the head, as you can see. And there's string. So this thing is definitely in a lot better shape than it was, but it is very delicate stuff, as you can see. Very delicate. And this corner actually is missing a few fingers, as you can tell. And you can see where the candle is cracked there. But thankfully all the other sides are in pretty good shape. And so the way this gets powered, there's a cord right there, which you can actually see through that slot that is open. And then it runs up here to this. And it is that white one plugged in right there. And yeah, so as long as it's plugged in, it gets power. And it is a really cool item. I wanted to display it because I was like, I can't just store this thing. Where am I going to put it? And it's like, I want to drill a hole in my ceiling, and if I hang it up, and then so I got the idea maybe I can hang it up on my vent. But then it's like the ceiling fan could hit it, which is right here. But I somehow managed to skew it over just far enough to where the ceiling fan is not hit whatsoever. And the way I tied it up in there, I got the string, and I found an old FM radio cord I had. And I just tied several knots around that. And the reason it's all bunched up there is if I want to adjust it at all. So I looped it through the little air vent, and there's actually an adjustable system in it now, and it honestly works out great. I'm just so anxious it's gonna fall, but I think it's pretty sturdy at this point. So yeah, enough of me talking about it. You've seen the label. I guess I'll do sort of a side and back view of the head real quick. From this perspective, just all the different sides of it. And yeah, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this in. So let me just go down here, like this, and boom. So here it is, and it's got these really cool flame bulbs that have a realistic flickering to them. It seems like it'll be a fire hazard, but I guess it's not. But yeah, it's just really cool how these work because it's like they're actual flames from a fire. If I turn off the light here, then this light, you can see that. And that's actually really cool. And it fits in very well with the midnight countess right there as well. So in general, it's just a really awesome item, and I'm really glad to own it. And yeah, I'm just at this point trying to think of words to say about it. But I really don't have much more to say about it. I don't think the LEDs are ever probably going to work again, but who knows? I just care that the bulbs work because originally there were some loose connections in there, but that's all good now. So yeah, this item, as far as I can tell, was never produced. However, the label on it is a showroom label, and it does not have a prototype tag to it. So there may be a couple more of these out there still, but who knows at this point. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you in the next one.